Greetings, captains. It's Revan here. Hope you're doing well. And I have to say, we're less than 1 month away before Christmas, and a lot of things happening back to back. First and foremost, we want to say a huge thank you to all the viewers out there, the supporters, and in this amazing community. And thank you so much for doing what you're doing best. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, as we get closer towards Christmas, with a lot of things left to go. First and foremost, what is behind me right now, we will start talking real quick. Black Friday sales have already started. If you haven't already checked out the ships that you've been given an opportunity to get, go check it out now while you get a chance. Get a rare ship that you haven't played for a long time or want to play, and it's actually worth its value for money. But at the same time, that there's a special events been happening all over in different servers right now. So first and foremost, in the North American community, most recently, as you know, that Remembrance Day is another solidarity event that has come out in the World of Warships community. Lest we forget, and also we wanted to say a big huge thanks to each and every one who has served the Defense Forces or are currently serving our Defense Forces across around the world. And we want to say thank you for your service, but at the same time, we are thinking of you around this time, and also for the future and the current and also the previous war veterans who have served our defense forces across the world. Now, there's a mission chain that gives you an opportunity to win some great rewards. Go check it out. It's actually very good to be appreciated around this time of year in a way. So definitely enjoy and have fun. Now, on the EU server, on the other hand, this was a bit of a interesting experience for me. That the Polish Independence Day event has also started as well too. So you get to have fun playing, well, getting the opportunity to get that Bliskowicz. But I have to say, it's actually you get that interesting permanent camouflage as well too. So it actually looks pretty sweet. There's a lot of things you can go through. There's a mission chain that you can go through, but at the end of the day, it's all about having those incredible rewards. Now, on the Asia server, on the other hand, and also on the other servers, that you will see that Wargaming United, charitable innovated by Wargaming event. This is, in regarding to the Ukraine situation. So as you can see that they stand united and they want to do a good, solidarity recognition event for Ukraine and what's going on over there. But definitely it's all about the spirit of unity, which is pretty cool. I like it. And there's some good rewards of flags, and well, actually I thought there was an actual t-shirt for us to wear, but oh, what a shame. But hey, that's actually pretty cool. That's Stand United for 2024. That's awesome. That's really cool. Now, you're wondering, why is this a warship review? So, well, this baby behind me is going for a test drive in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the lovely and one and only Tier 9 battleship, the Navarin. Yes, this warship has been formally announced in the patch 12.10, as you probably have read the announcements and news and everything, and it's actually pretty much an awesome warship to acquire. I have to say that this warship is actually pretty damn sweet. I had played it briefly on my stream last night, and I will admit that between myself and my viewers, we were kind of blown away with the amount of sheer firepower that this warship can possess, and it is actually a phenomenal, fun and engaging warship all round. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages around the world, I have to say that this is going to be interesting for the Tier 9 Navarin review, and we're about to decipher it inside and out of this warship. Is it really worthwhile getting it? well, I have to say, at the first look and impression of it, it doesn't seem much. But I will be honest though, folks, as we're going to put this in more detail for you, you might have second thoughts of getting it, actually. But at the same time, it is actually a very interesting warship, and I'll go in more depth with you soon. So as you can see, you got one gun at the front, two at the rear for the main batteries with quad rounds in total. But at the same time, you got some decent secondaries, AA defense as well, which is pretty interesting. For this ship, yet alone is 406mm guns, very similar to the sub Soyuz, as you can see here. But at the same time, that the Kremlin is at 457mm guns, which is pretty interesting all around. For a Tier 9 battleship, for this Soviet warship in hindsight, I will have to admit, just by looking at it, the one thing that got me intrigued is this. The gunfiring range, 20.8 kilometer range. That is pretty damn nice. And in comparison to the Sov Soyuz, it's actually 17.6. But if you have the Kremlin, it is 20.7, which is pretty damn decent, I have to say. So for this warship, it's actually pretty sweet, you know, all round to have. But at the same time, the secondaries for this warship is 7.5 kilometer range. This is without any modifications or anything added onto it. So I will admit though that this warship has some decent AA defenses, and also the maneuverability of this warship is actually pretty awesome actually. It's a lot better than the Kremlin, because the Kremlin at the moment is 31 knots in speed, which is pretty good, but the turning cycle on this thing is so long and painful. But the Navarin, you can just pretty much do it at ease, so quickly, so easily, which is nice, even though it sacrifices a little bit of speed. But in terms of turning circle, this ship is actually pretty awesome for its, you know, range and everything. So I will admit though, as we're gonna bring in this ship into bear here, the biggest thing that I want to talk about is regarding the survivability of this ship. 18% in terms of torque protection damage reduction. That is bad for a warship like this. Even though it's a good brawling warship, you're probably looking at using this warship as a bit of a brawling fest than actually using it for other things, which is pretty fair point in saying so. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the commander skill build and explain how we're going to deal with this. For the commander skill build, I mean, like, you do have a bit of a unique spot for the commander as well at the moment at the stage. You definitely can use between gun feeder, demolition expert, which is pretty awesome. The funny thing about this is the grease the gears, actually you can see you can have an improvement on grease gears if you wish to rotate your guns a little quicker and faster. The good thing about this ship, ladies and gentlemen, is that the guns at the rear of the ship does rotate 360 degrees, which is sweet. Now, I will admit though that this is gives us a bit of an opportunity here to spec our commanders with the way we want it. So I'm going to have IFHE shells, secondary. Now secondary, ladies and gentlemen, is that if I did pick that, it will be increasing the range of the secondaries a little bit by 1.5 kilometer range. I also want the emergency repair expert to give you an extra heal and also repair. Same with concealment, same with fire prevention. Then we have 3 points left over. Some people have chosen to use super AP shells. Some of us have chosen to use either the basic survivability or actually adding another extra heal or adding adrenaline rush. So I'm going to go with adrenaline rush to this one. Okay, so we're going to have that put in, and now this is where the fun part begins in terms of the exterior and the equipment of the ship actually. So let's go ahead and bring up the equipment. So let's just go look. Whoa, hang on. Okay, there we go. Now we go get their main armaments. Damage control system. Secondary battery. Because the ship is built for secondary build. And notice that as soon as I add it, it'll be 10.8, which is pretty awesome. And then damage control again. Concealment. Main battery modification, which is pretty awesome all around. So notice that the fire range is an extra 20%, which is pretty awesome. And now I'll go with most recommended in terms of flags and stuff. And as you can see, another extra 5% on the secondaries will now make it 11.3%, which is pretty awesome all around. So having the ship spec out as the way you see fit is actually pretty good now. So we're going to give this warship a bit of a spin in battle. Okay folks, we're in the middle of the battle of Okinawa that's happening right now. So this ship is actually in the middle of moving over to reinforcing with its teammates over the far end, over towards the A cap. Right now I'm just moving the ship as best I can towards my teammates. There's a bit of a CB battle going on here, so you have to keep close to your teammates as best you can. There's no point on being too far away from your teammates. You're going to get farmed. The biggest thing about this ship is that even though it can take a bit of a hit, but it cannot handle it on its own for that long. So even with the torpedo protection on this ship is actually pretty crap. In all seriousness though, for what it's worth, you need to get in close with your teammates and be close to them and support them as best you can. This ship can be pretty much used as a railgun warship if you wish. Now when I say a bit of a railgun warship, the guns itself is actually pretty damn impressive. So we just have to make sure we aim the targets and line up and shoot it down as much as we can. At the moment, the stage, I mean, like we see a Belfast is coming around the corner here. I mean, like the shells are coming in and zooming in onto this Belfast. And as you can see, a couple of nice penetrations. It has worked out pretty well, but then we just slow down to 1/4 here and angle this ship a little bit. And then wait for the right moment. But as you can see that this Belfast, little does he does not know that I am still in his line of sight and ready to fire my guns at him. Okay, so I fired my big guns and they're all coming in, and well, bit of overpen on that ship. The arc on this ship is actually pretty damn impressive though. I have to give you this. The arc for the shooting the guns over the hills is actually not too bad. But hang on a minute, let's see what's going on here. Alright, so we've got a key that is really just hanging in over there. He's having a go at me. Shots fired, mistakes were made. And there goes the key. That was actually pretty damn neat. That was actually pretty awesome. This ship is got some serious firepower, man. Okay, this Belfast is literally just around the corner. Okay, I have 5 shots. I probably will not get him. I'll be very surprised if it did. Okay. As you can see, that the ship has actually suffered some minor damage, but keeping itself like a little bit angled towards the rear of the enemy is actually not bad. Now, let's start moving towards closer to the enemy and regroup. As you can see that you got some good teammates around you, and you can use their firepower at will as you can see fit. Alright, so here we go. There's a Belfast. And here is the Alsace. I'm going to take a shot at the Alsace. And that was, well, a pretty easy kill. But as you can as I said before, the guns over this thing is pretty damn sweet. Okay, so there is something in that cap right there. And I don't have anything that will hit it right now. Oh, there was a destroyer. So I'm going to take a shot here. And, well, I'm going to score a nice overpen on the Akazuki. But it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Alright, so here we go. The Iranian is actually very much angled towards me. But at the same time that I'm angled towards him, so I'm turning away a little bit, waiting for the right moment to strike. Now, all I need is just a quick moment of visibility to fire my guns and hope for the best. So the dispersion, as you can see, is not a crash hot, but it does the job. So there you go. Alright, so I'm going ahead and moving in now. At the moment, at this stage of the battle, I mean, like, it could go either way. I mean, like, it looks like a bit of a lemming train fest right now, and oh, there's Andalusia. Andalusia actually really copped it there with a bunch of torps. But that's okay, we'll make do, we'll make do. Alright. Wow. Something's out here. Wow. There's some good warships though. Alright, so the enemy is leading in points at the moment. We need to make some serious kills to get back in the game. So hopefully our teammates will be able to make a kill here. Unfortunately, wait. We just killed a Psalm. Alright. That brings good vibes. Alright, as you can see, my rear turn guards are actually turning around for 360-degree gun turrets. This is actually awesome. This is one thing I love about this ship. The good thing about it is that when you're kiting with this warship, you can just kite it, don't have to panic or anything, and just go with the flow. Alright, as you can see that the Mayoko is in distant range here. You can tell the guns line up there. And for the secondaries, and hope for the best. This guy has obviously saw my shells and decided to kite and run. Well, I don't blame him. So here we go. Time to move in. Well, the shells are looking pretty solid on that Hornet. Oh, that Hornet is hurting. Oof. Alright. that CV is still hurting. You know, I don't know about you, but with that CV hurting the way it is right now, he must be really, really panicking. But looks like I'm copping it now, because I'm going up against a cruiser, a battleship, and having little to no support. Which is no good. No good at all. Alright, but this ship is actually pretty damn awesome for what it's worth. It has some good guns and firepower. It has a lot of respect, for that matter. I have to admit though, for what it's worth, this ship actually knows how to show who's boss. Secondaries are going out all out on that Alicia, but for what it's worth, I'm gonna get taken out here before it's too late. But the good thing about it in this video, ladies and gentlemen, is that it can show a bit of the strengths and the weakness points of the Navarin overall. So, what does this mean? Overall conclusion and everything. Wow. Okay. First and foremost, this ship is actually very good. One thing I can mention about it in this video is that the Navarin has a couple things going for it in a very good way. Now, if you like the firepower to punt something and give it a bit of some teeth, this ship does do it. The value of this ship, for what it's worth, it is expensive. But is it worthwhile getting? If you love collecting ships, this ship I would recommend. This ship is actually very good for the secondary memes. This ship is also good for a lot of things. But the one thing I can say is that the Navarin is a very good warship for brawling, but at the same time, great for rank battles as well too. The one thing I like about this ship more and more is about the gunfire that it possesses. The firepower of this warship is very similar to both the Kremlin and also the Sub-Soyuz. Both are very good warships. The Sub-Soyuz has 406mm guns, but the Kremlin has 457mm guns, but it has almost the same gunfiring range as the Kremlin, even though it's by 0.01 ahead of it. But it's a very good ship. The Navarin is very good in maneuverability. It's very easy to play, it's fun, it's quick and easy to do. The other thing about it that I really like about this ship is that you can sit back, relax, and enjoy it. That is one thing I love about playing this ship. You sit sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying it. The commander skill builds. The commander skill builds is a little bit tricky. Feel free to tweak it as you see fit. This is just me doing a quick hybrid style build on the fly. I have been deliberately trying different specs and builds at the moment right now to see what is more suitable for me. But at the same time though, that this warship is great for rank, great for brawls. So definitely well worth it in general. In terms of random battles, yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but if you play the cards right, and depending on the maps you're in, it is very situational. In terms of like the equipment that you add on this warship and the flags, it is really up to you. But the thing is that if you want to change the dispersion Instead of using secondary mean builds, you can use the aiming systems. But it doesn't really solve it though, so it's still work in progress. But then again, Wargaming could tweak it to make it work. There is no need, by the way, for the gunfire range control system, because you got the firing range as it is. If you were to tweak it up right now, I will tell you how much you'll get. You'll get a 24.2 kilometer range guns. But the dispersion as it is, it's not that great. So I wouldn't recommend it. In terms of auxiliary armaments modification 2, that is a possibility. So take that in consideration. Take that into consideration. Overall though, this warship is actually very good. You'll love it, you'll appreciate it more, and you're gonna have a great time, fun playing it. Well, I hope you like it, folks. Enjoy whatever the rest of the week you're doing, but hey, this is the Navarin video. Thanks for joining in. Leave a comment on it. Give me a bit of a feedback if you like it, or don't like it, or whichever way. But yeah, I will be honest that this ship is actually pretty much interesting. It is worthwhile getting it, in my opinion. But yeah, just be prepared to spend for it. So if you're not following the channel yet, give it a subscribe to the channel, and also we'll see you on the next stream, definitely for sure. Until then, stay safe, take care, and we'll check it out with me in action playing the Navarin on Thursday. We'll soon see. Have a good one, everybody. Action stations.